On everyone, my name is HydroxideAnt, and I am joined by Ryan.
Hello.
And this is Background Noise, episode 466. You know, I could lead the intros now with an award-nominated podcast. Technically, because we're up for Podcast of the Year for the Friendo Year-Endo Awards hosted by President Castle and the Shady Joker. So, I wouldn't be lying if I said award-nominated podcast.
I mean, that's just, you're shooting straight facts right there.
It's technically the truth, which
Yeah.
we all know is the best kind of truth.
In this current state of the world, yeah, absolutely.
It is, yep.
That's indisputable.
100%. You know what else is indisputable?
What's that?
The fact that we bring a question of the week every week.
That's true.
For like a long time now. And our question of the week this week is, if you could have dinner with one fictional character, who would it be? And just to like lay out the world, you can have this dinner in any setting you want. If your ideal thing is you cooking for this person cooking for you going to a sit-down dinner, you have, like, if you pick someone who, I don't know, for example, you pick, like, Mario, it can happen in the Mushroom Kingdom, for example. Like, you can, for this time period, you get to have this dinner, eat whatever you want, spend this allotted time with that person, character, entity, because theoretically you could pick something that's not a human. If they can't speak English or whatever language you speak, though, it would be a little hard to communicate. Like, if you picked Chewbacca and you don't understand what Chewbacca says, then you are kind of just staring at each other the entire time without being able to communicate.
Oh, so it can be fake.
Yes, I purposely said fictional character, so it actually can't be a real person.
Oh, then that's super fucking easy for me.
Yeah, so it for example, you can't be like the President of the United States, because as far as I know, I think that's a real person. We're not sure, but I'm leaning towards real.
No, okay. Well, I don't know. His teeth weren't real, so does that make him a real person?
You know, this reminds me of the ship of Theseus. So, if you, as a person, have gotten so many, like, operations and stuff that none of the original parts of you were there, are you the same person?
That's a good question.
This is a good question. And so, this weirdly reminds me, I'm just taking this on segue after segue, strap on in, but I remember when I was little, because I had it would be like my second cousin, because it was my dad's first cousin. He had a heart transplant. And I was obviously worried for his health and everything, but I started to get really sad. And my parents were like, "Why are you sad?" And I'm like, "Well, his heart got transplanted, so he won't love us anymore. He'll love whoever was in the other person loved." And because, like, my understanding of heart also was, like, attributed to, like, emotions like that, and they had to like explain that, like, "No, sweetie, that doesn't, like, change your emotions. It's not tied to that." And I'm like, "Oh,
sure?
Good." Why does he hate me? No, I'm kidding. But that popped into my memory of one of the things as a kid that I didn't grasp until it was explained to me.
Oh, yeah.
But you said it was easy for you for this fictional character?
Oh, so fucking easy.
Who is it?
It's not even funny. As you know, I'm a fairly large Star Trek fan.
Okay, I had a feeling it was going this direction.
It is not going into the captain that you would normally think, though. Personally, I do not like the... It's not that I dislike him, it's just that I find Captain Benjamin Sisko to be my favorite Star Trek captain of all time.
Yeah.
Love him more than Picard and
Kirk.
And Kirk, yeah.
Yeah.
And Janeway's cool, but I think Benjamin Sisko is the epitome of a Star Trek officer in the 24th century, because he's actually human and has a family and is not, like, weird. if you really look at it, like most of the captains from Star Trek are pretty odd. Or they don't necessarily fit into the stereotype that is a human. In my mind, I think Benjamin Sisko is a flawed person, and that's a
good thing.
Fantastic. It's very important for storytelling. Like, because he has moral dilemmas. Wherein, for the most point, and one could argue that he has his own agenda, which is not normally the case in a Star Trek film from the '90s. And I love that. I think that's what makes him a great character. He's got a son. He's got issues with family that are shown. And I would just love to just have a conversation about baseball with him. And
that'd be cool. Yeah,
because he's like the only person in that timeline, aside from Jake, his son, who loves baseball. So it's just like, let's talk.
Let's talk. So the people from like 400 years ago who were in baseball. Yeah. I can tell you all you want about that era for whatever.
Yeah, let's have a good time. Let's talk about this.
Let's trade. Like, who's your favorite player?
Exactly.
What is your ideal setting for this, though? Do you have the dinner like aboard the ship?
Well, so Deep Space Nine is the only Star Trek film or TV show that has taken place on a station.
Oh, it takes place on a station. Okay.
Yeah. They do have a ship, eventually, but it's a ship that's not exactly the stereotypical Star Trek ship, and that kind of gives away some things. So I'm not going to say why.
Okay.
But it would 100% be on Deep Space Nine, which is the station.
So, are you making the food? Are they making the food?
Oh, him. He's a
chef. Okay, there you go.
And, like, in the show, his dad literally tried to make him go to culinary school, and he decided to go to Star Trek.
I'm gonna be an officer instead.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to culinary school. I'm gonna go shoot lasers out of this gun.
Exactly.
Who can?
Yeah, it's either Captain Benjamin Sisko or Miles O'Brien from Star Trek as well. Because I just don't think Miles would want to do like a dinner and talk, because he definitely is not that kind of person.
Just kind of stares off in the distance the entire time.
Literally in the show, he says, "Grandma always said that you won't do enough eating if you keep doing too much talking," or something like that. Like, he doesn't talk when he eats.
Which makes this very awkward for the whole idea of the sit-down dinner.
Difficulty.
Yeah. But it depends difficulty what you're looking for.
Fair.
Sometimes. Yes. Sometimes people, when they're going into situations, they like a difficult other person to be with them.
Absolutely.
So, that's a great answer. Obviously, while we're talking about this, if anyone who's tuning in to the Twitch chat wants to participate and tell us your answer, like normal though, I'll probably be repeating our question of the week 800 times, because this is with the way for Twitch streaming, people pop in at any random interval, so we like to include them in the question of the week. So for anyone who watches like the YouTube version, if you hear us say the question of the week a lot, that's why. It's and maybe I forgot, maybe my memory is bad. Don't judge Tony.
Yeah,
it could be so many reasons, and they're all my fault. Just because they're all my fault doesn't mean I'll take blame for it. It's a great motto to live by.
That works. I can't see any fault in what you're saying right now.
Yeah, exactly, you get it. But yeah, so for me at least, there are two people who come to mind, but I'm leaning one way more, just because one of them is kind of... So, my two answers are both from Mass Effect. Surprise, surprise.
I'm not surprised at all.
So, my issue would be choosing between Commander Shepard and Garrus. I'm going to pick Garrus because Commander Shepard kind of embodies the decisions that you make. So, in a roundabout sense, you would just be talking to... this isn't a great way that... I'm glad it's snow here. Am I going to get yelled
It's a
at?
bastardized version of yourself, right?
To me, I was going to say a better version of myself.
Yeah, alright, fair.
That's why I was checking if Snow was going to send me to boot camp. I don't think Snow's here, so luckily I can say that. So I'm going to pick Garrus, because Garrus, though he does slightly change based off of like options throughout the games, for the most part is the same person. We both also have a limited amount of food we can eat. In the Mass Effect world, Turians and Quarians both have to eat like a special kind of food. So I would have us I would want to eat on the Normandy. I would like to have like dinner on the Normandy. I think that'd be so cool for anyone who doesn't know Mass Effect. That the Normandy is the name of their spaceship.
It's really cool looking.
It's so cool looking. I would love to get dinner and hang out with Garrus, talk about Garrus's life. Talk about, because like theoretically I guess this could take place any time in the timeline, so probably like get his like firsthand stories from him, which would be really cool about all of the events through Mass Effect that you play through, and just understanding what it like would have been like to see that with your eyes, get a good story. Garrus is also hilarious. Garrus, for anyone who hasn't played Mass Effect, is like the ultimate buddy cop, it feels like. He's the closest thing to like, I don't want to say like a brother, but like to me, his relationship with Commander Shepard through the games is probably the closest. That's not romantic or romantic, depending on what decisions you make again. Because, but yeah, Garrus is my choice. Never a bad time. We'd be going to dinner as friends, though. I don't want to lead him on because we'd only be seeing each other once, and I can't play with his emotions like that.
I mean, you get to have it once, dude.
I could. Maybe. Maybe just to tell everyone I did. Sky said, I would have dinner with my girlfriend. Sky knows it says fictional. Sky. First of all, Sky, I love you. Ryan loves you. We all love you.
Dear.
Is there any character from a work of fiction that you would like to have dinner with? You're all in my mind? Yeah. You could say one of us again. But we're kind of real. We're in this reality from a different reality. You're just going to say the girlfriend or us, aren't you? Thank you for the first, by the way. Appreciate it. And I forgot to say Ryan, thanks for the 7th.
Oh?
Ryan, who's arguably first, got 7th. I love it. You're all in my head. But Sky, I hope you are having yourself a lovely evening. And yeah, if you have a different answer at any point, feel free to say it. But if that is your answer, that's your answer then. But your girlfriend could be anyone for one night. It could be any fictional character. It can be a date if you want it to be. I think Ryan and I can't speak for Ryan, I guess. Both took our dinners as a friend hangout. Unless it's a date, Ryan. Is it a date?
No, it definitely is a friend in this.
Okay. Yes. You did mention him having a son, so I didn't...
No, he's
doesn't necessarily.
Unfortunately, situations happen.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Momo from Atla? Is that Atlantis? Who's Momo?
Oh, Momo from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's a monkey.
Yeah, the lemur. It was. You can yell at Sky. Sky was the one who said it. Don't question it.
No, it's Sky. I won't question anything.
Are you still on the earlier conversation?
Yes.
Does Nicole have an answer?
Sky wants to have dinner with Momo. That's it. No, that's literally the question. Dinner just could lead to advances. Whether or not Sky wants to go there.
Yeah, no, it's not. If Nicole wants to know, both of us, me, you, and I picked a friend to go.
Yeah, no, we picked friends. We're just saying that it could be. Now,
If Sky wants to go that way, I have no idea why Sky. Wait, advances were not implied. Okay, advances were not implied. Sky, I do not want to. I'm glad you don't want to, because I was a little worried. But good. So, the thing is, which you're very happy to, you have dinner with Momo, and you get to pick the location of the dinner, like who prepares it, if you get it out. But I don't think Momo speaks English. I think he understands it, though.
It's a very quiet dinner.
So, no, but he understands it? Okay. That's all that matters. Yeah. Is that, like, you speak and he understands you. I get it. That makes sense. You know, sometimes you just need to talk to someone, and if it's, the lemur from Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's the lemur for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
Sky
speaks to me, man.
Sky just I just need someone to listen to what I've got going on, and he picks someone that can't talk back. That's
I'm
good.
to talk and not be interrupted.
Yeah. the ultimate dinner out. It's just for once. No. Sky, it's whatever you need / want. Whatever you need or want, my friend. Oh, I don't know if, since Nicole is a little bit aware of the subject, does Nicole have a fictional character she would love to have dinner with?
Nicole, Tony would like to know if you had, or could have dinner with a fictional character, who would it be with? I mean, but you should say it. Yeah, it's Kyo. Yeah. Kyo from Fruits Basket.
Oh, that's such a good answer!
Yeah, she loves Kyo. Like, she's got the cat all over the place.
I don't, actually. Where do you... Okay, well, he's over there.
He's over there,
That's a great answer, though.
And the manga's right there, so that counts.
He's only on one cover.
That's still there.
Hey, there is no shame in liking a character.
I'm not saying this is a shame. She has an anime type. She likes bad boys with red hair.
Who might turn into a cat.
Emo boys, get it right.
Oh, emo boys.
Emo boys. She loves her emo boys.
That turn into cats? Do they have to turn into cats?
Not always, but it's a plus.
Okay. Oh, Todoroki. Okay. Yeah.
It has to fall in the category of either being a redhead,
Redhead.
a guy,
A sad boy.
Sad boy.
or Brian, what is my last one?
Redhead, sad boy.
There's 3 categories of the in. This is Brooke and Alyssa. They always do.
Redhead, sad boy.
There's one more category, but I can't remember.
Redhead. What else? What goes with redhead and sad boy? Every answer I have just falls under.
Yes, actually.
Every answer that I come up with falls under redhead or sad boy.
Yeah, it's like that's just her thing. She likes that. Angsty.
Is angsty?
Oh, the golden slime!
She's playing Slime Rancher. And
Let's go, Nicole! I don't know what you're excited about, but I'm excited for you!
So Nicole found a gold slime, right?
Oh, let's go.
And then a pink slime, which is the normal slime. currently picked up the gold slime and committed suicide. It was a double suicide.
Oh,
Just
Sky.
right into the water.
Do you know what Sky just said?
I saw that she's describing Garfield.
Garfield the cat.
Yeah, she is.
Wait, no,
I mean, but you are.
Oh, the third thing was he hates Mondays
so
and loves lasagna, wasn't it?
Damn it.
Oh, she's just describing Garfield.
They smiled as they fell into the water. Oh, they were happy.
As long as they're happy the way they're going out.
Exactly.
the pink slime did.
The pain doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't hurt them anymore.
It hurts me.
It hurts you. Well, they
The
didn't
pain
really think
only
about the ones
lives
they-
with Nicole.
Yeah, they didn't think about the ones they would leave behind. Jesus, that's so funny. I did.
A little dark, but fair.
Does it make sense? Yes.
Yeah.
Sad? Oh, fuck.
Oh, hell, yeah, also make, yes. Is it sad? Yes. Does it make sense? Yes.
Is it wrong? Well, depends on
Morally,
the system.
I guess, like, what depends on what wrong is to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. So, Ryan, I told you that I brought a second topic that I think you would enjoy.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
this is a two-parter.
Okay. Oh, two-parter, second topic.
Yeah, so, first thing I want us to figure out
Okay.
is what our in real life D&D stats would look like.
Ooh, okay.
We'll go subject by subject. I actually found a guide that lays out point totals in simple language for every single stat.
Alright.
We obviously have, like, you and I have a good idea just based off of, like, numbers from playing D&D, what means.
What generally relates to, like...
But we can use this guide as a reference to, like... Because, for example, typically speaking, in D&D, like, 10 is average.
Yeah.
10, 11 is average. But, depending on certain criteria, we may qualify for higher numbers. For example, Ryan's constitution is above average.
Yeah, probably. I don't feel much pain.
But also, like, ability to drink more alcohol than the normal
Oh,
person.
yeah.
More,
Drink a
yes,
lot, yeah.
exactly. So there are a lot of different things that fall into that category. So, like, for example, I know yours would be above average, just
I would
as a
say
description.
Probably, like, maybe a 15,
Yeah.
14, probably.
So that's what we'll do. We can go stat by stat, and I'll give you a description of that number, and if you think that applies to you,
Okay.
then we're done. So we'll go, the order they start at strength. So the average strength that is listed at 10 or 11 is you can literally pull your own weight.
Okay.
Which I would like to think for both of us, we're at least that, or if not a little higher.
Yeah, I would definitely be more than my own weight.
Yeah. So, 12 or 13 is described as carries heavy objects for short distances.
Yeah, I can do that too.
14 to 15 is visibly toned, throws small objects for long distances. I don't think it has to be visibly toned. I think that's show muscle versus strength.
Yeah, show muscle isn't really strength.
Yeah.
I mean, I can throw things pretty far, like heavy things, but I don't know. I think that might be like my limit right there.
Yeah, because 16 to 17 is carries heavy objects with one arm. And I guess it depends on... So I guess heavy objects would be something that's above your own body weight, because 10 and 11 was your own weight.
I mean, I've
So
put Nick and Steve in one arm each and carried them both sideways.
So you're definitely at least a 15, then,
Yeah.
I would...
Okay, yeah.
I think we'll... Do you want me to jot these down? Because I will.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
Yeah, I will
you could
jot
say
them
those and stuff.
down. So we're going to put you at a 15. I think I'm a little bit lower than a 15. I think I could comfortably put myself at a 13.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Which carry heavy objects for short distances. I could throw small objects for long distances. At one point, I could throw baseballs very, very far. but which is a small object.
Yeah.
But I think current day Tony is a 13. And I'm
Fair enough.
comfortable saying that.
That seems reasonable.
And now dexterity is the next one. 10, 11. It's capable usually catching a small toss object. We know. Both of us can do that because we're the sports friends in the group. So this one, maybe we have a better shot of going higher. Able to often hit large targets.
Yeah.
I think we both would qualify for being able to do that.
Yep.
Can catch or dodge a medium speed surprise projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we both
do
can do that as well. 16 to 17 is able to often hit small targets.
This is where I get a little questionable.
Probably could. I think I could.
If I could hit small targets. We're doing D&D stats for our...
D&D stats for us as people. I think I can.
I mean, fuck it. Why not? I think that's my limit, though. I can.
Would you think you are okay for able to often hit small targets? Do you think you're on the higher or lower end of that, though?
Probably the higher end.
Okay, so then
I can hit it, but I won't hit it that much, you know.
We'll put you at 17 then, which that's a great dex score. 18 to 19 is late on feet, able to often hit small moving targets. I might be overestimating myself, but I feel like I could do that. So maybe I'll put 18. Because 2021 is gracefully able to flow from one action into another easily. I picture that being like a professional dancer or like a boxer who like can flow better.
Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking I'm probably a 16 in this.
Okay.
Not a 17. I think that makes more sense for me.
Respect it. So here's Constitution. Ryan is a 25. No. So 10 to 11 is occasionally contracts mild sickness, is how they're describing it. I think both of us can go above that. 12 to 13 is can take a few hits before being knocked unconscious. I think both of us are large lads, and it would take more than a few hits to do that. So this is where my limit might be. Able to labor for 12 hours most days. It depends what labor means, because if heavy labor 7 days a week, I don't think I could do it. I don't know if I would be able to. What says most days? So that be like in a normal work week. Could you, I guess, heavy lift? I don't know if it may be heavy lift, but 12 hours is a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I might be able to do that. But
I think you could. I think this is where I tap out, though. I'm going to tap me out here. I'm going to say 14 for me.
I think it kind of depends on the next one for me.
The next category is easily shrugs off most illness.
Yeah. I mean, I got COVID and didn't feel anything but sweats and a little bit of heat. See,
the one thing that I feel like I shrug off illness better than I am able to work 12-hour most days. Yeah. But I'm cool with leaving it as a 14 because the next one is able to stay awake for days on end.
I've done that before.
I've done it before too, but I think it sort of means like comfortably. It's the way I'm understanding it.
I mean, I did it for 3 days straight, and I realized I probably shouldn't be doing that, but I could have stayed up another day, probably, or two.
Okay.
Because it's when I broke my foot, and
yes.
I had so much pent-up energy, I stayed awake for 3 days straight, and afterwards, I'm like, I probably should sleep.
I gotta sleep.
Case.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom was very confused.
So that was 18, 19. 20 to 21 is very difficult to wear down, almost never feels fatigue.
Oh, no, I'm always feeling fatigued.
Yeah. So maybe we'll top you out at 19.
Is it between 19 or 18?
18 or 19 is able to stay awake for days on end.
I'd probably put me at an 18 because
18?
I can make it far, but I want to be somewhat realistic in it.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to not overestimate myself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just using that on the experience. I stayed up for 3 days.
Yeah.
Whether or not I could possibly stay up more,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't...
probably, but that's, there's only so much you could say.
Exactly. So, intelligence.
Oh,
10 to...
9.
A 3... but so 10 to 11, to be fair, is... knows what they need to know to get by. I think
That's
that actually we do know enough to get by.
Okay, fine. Maybe just enough to get by. Just a little bit.
So 12 to 13 knows a bit more than is necessary, very logical. So
I think
far,
this is where I tap out.
if you honestly think, I think you're capable more than that, but that's your call if you want to tap out.
Maybe I'll hear the next one.
14 to 15 is able to do math or solve logical puzzles mentally with reasonable accuracy.
I mean, I can do that, actually.
That's what I mean, so that's why I think I can do that too. And normally I think I'm really dumb, but so far I think that I can still go. 16 to 17 is fairly intelligent, able to understand new tasks quickly. I have to see 18 and 19.
Yeah, it depends on the kind of task. I think this
this is where I'm tapping out, actually. 18 and 19 is very intelligent, may invent new processes or uses for knowledge. No. In the most reasonable way, I'm going... 16 to 17 is a fairly intelligent, able to understand new tasks quickly. I'm taking a 16.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. Are you going to take 16 or 17?
Probably 16.
16. These are higher scores than I thought I was going to get going in, so I'm okay with this so far. So, wisdom. 10 to 11 makes reasonable decisions most of the time. It makes reasoned decisions most of the time. So, though, I think, like, sometimes the order of these is interesting, because I think that 12 to 13 you would be able to do easily too. 12 to 13 is able to tell when a person is upset.
I'm actually a little concerned that some people would get some of these low.
Oh, very fair. I think you could tell when people are upset though.
Oh, you're talking about this one specifically. I'm just talking about in general. No, I could definitely tell when someone's upset.
Yeah.
Well, one would hope.
Yeah, that's like why, like for that one, I'm like, okay, no, you're definitely still going up in wisdom, I think, still. 14 to 15 can get hunches about a situation that doesn't feel right. I definitely get that gut feeling for things when it doesn't feel right. 16 to 17, again, might be tap-out range. Reads people's situations fairly well.
Oh, hell no.
I'll take... Well, if it's not fairly, I think... Sometimes I can read a situation, but not always. Do you think you're more... can get hunches about a situation that doesn't feel right, or more reads people in situations fairly well?
When a situation doesn't feel right, I'm... Probably.
Okay. But you're probably at the higher end of that, so I think I'd give you a 15. Or do you... okay,
I've done some stupid shit.
I think you're a 20 in every category.
Oh my.
I honestly think I could be a 16 in this. I think that, like... I kind of... This is going to sound really toxic, but I kind of blame it on trauma in certain incidents for why I can... there's just a feeling you get when certain things aren't going right, because it happens at home a lot.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah, so, So the last one we have is charisma. Without knowing anything, I feel like charisma would have been my highest score, but I have a really high score in Dex, so definitely... so I don't think I'll beat this in charisma, but we'll see. 10 is capable of polite conversation. 10 to 11, sorry.
Yeah,
I think that both of us are capable of polite conversation.
One would hope.
12 to 13, mildly interesting, knows what to say to the right people.
Maybe.
No. No.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
So, are you at the higher end or lower end of that, do you think?
Lower end.
Lower end, okay. I feel like, with my line of work, that is definitely a skill that I use often. So I think 14 to 15 is interesting, knows what to say to most people. Again, that I use that often.
Yeah, you definitely do.
16 to 17, I don't know. Popular, receives greetings and conversations on the street. I do talk to a lot of random people in stores and that just talk to me. I don't know why they talk to me. 18 to 19 is immediately likable by many people, subject of favorable talk. This is where I'm tapping out, because I don't know about that one. I think I'll put it 17, because I don't feel comfortable in that category.
Okay, yeah. I mean, fair enough at that point.
So, the reason we did this is because, so the reason I brought up Brandon Lee Mulligan before was that, Brandon Lee Mulligan said, that, like, during a subject with other D&D people, that, here's the idea. You can get 12 points to put in any of your stats in real life. But you can do it in 3 ways. You can put 2 in every stat. You can put 6 in 2 stats. Or 12 in 1. So, decision 1 is which of those 3 do you want to take? And decision 2 is if you pick not the 2 to all, which ones do you put it into? Because, for example, for Constitution, if you put 12 into Constitution, you'd have beyond superhuman Constitution.
Yeah, which I...
Because your score is an 18.
Yeah. So,
for example, or honestly, if you put it 12 in Charisma, you'd be able to become a cult leader at will. Or, like, be able to do anything within the realms of convincing people. Let's see, what are 12? So, 24 on the list of Charisma, 24 or 25 is where it peaks. And says renowned for wit, personality, and looks. Or looks. So, do any of these seem reasonable to you? Or that you would like to take?
I don't know, what do you think?
Because 2 to all would just make you an all-around, like, slightly better at everything person. 6 to 2 of them would make you really good at 2 things. 12 to all, you'd just be broken in one way. So I think all of them have their own positives.
I think mine would be pretty low, to be completely honest.
So do you think you'd want to add 2 to every stat? 6 to 2 or 12 to 1?
Really? What was the first one? Sorry.
No worries. So I'll just start from this again. So we went through all of our stats.
Yes.
And the conversation with Brandon Lee Mulligan is you can add 12 points to any of your stats, but you can do it in 3 ways. 2 points to every stat.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
6 to 2 or... Okay, apologies.
Yeah,
so...
I couldn't remember what the first option
was. Oh, apologies, yes. Everything. Okay. So, yeah, because that way you would be a more rounded person.
Yeah, well-rounded, personally.
I think that's probably what I would do too, because it would be really funny just to be like, I have a 30 in this stat, because if you took 12 in Constitution, you would have had like a 30 in it, and again, you could eat glass.
Theoretically, not die.
You could eat glass normally and happily and be fine. I think I'm gonna go to +2 as well. I think that's the play, because now I am stronger, more dexterous. My constitution gets better. My this might sound toxic, but I want to look at constitution again, because I think my score should be lower because of food allergies and stuff.
Oh, that's a good point.
I'm gonna lower my score. I had it at a 14, but because 16 and 17 is easily shrugs off most illness, but 10, 11 is occasionally corrects mild sickness. I'm gonna go back to 12 or 13. I think I had a 14. Can take a few hits before being knocked unconscious. I think I'll go with like a 13, a 12. But now it's a 14 smile that I had before. If I'm adding +2. And then I'd go to +2 for every little part there, which is pretty cool. My mom called me, so this might be a weird intermission, but I just want to make sure everything's okay. Ixorit said, Borkener the Betterner, do you think different colored stained glasses would have different flavors? Yes, I think they taste like Jolly Ranchers. Yeah, so, apologies. I will be right back. I just want to make sure everything's okay. So, I was going to say, Ryan, feel free, if you need to step away or anything, feel free to, if you need to.
Yeah,
so,
I'll go grab a drink of water then.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Tony, I'm back. I just need to take care of Nicole. She's not feeling well right now. Hey, back.
I just got back.
Oh.
Everything
Well,
is
sick.
everything. Oh,
No, you're not feeling. No, not like.
sweet baby.
She's like not feeling well.
Oh, she didn't like
We're
throw
just
up or
taking
anything.
care of her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just got back. Not anything bad. Actually, I met my brother's girlfriend for the first time just now.
Oh.
So she came over, so he wanted to introduce. So I'm like, oh, okay. Pause podcast. Okay.
Hold on.
Why can't you send me text messages? Why call me and make me think something bad's happening? Because if I get a call from, like... Because at this point, almost 9 years of podcasts, my family knows that I do the podcast.
Yeah.
So, like, they normally don't interrupt me unless it's an emergency. So that's what... Oh, God. Oh, God.
You're like, okay, I need to check just in case.
Yeah, this something wrong. Oh, this friendly person is here. This is the best case scenario. But I don't know if Ixor is still in chat. But I like to think that stained glass is like Jolly Rancher flavors. Where if you eat stained glass and it's like... Alright, this isn't a weird assumption as a colorblind person. Stained glass comes in different colors, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, I sort of just assumed because, like, in ones I've seen in churches and stuff, there's lighter and darker on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's trust me, it's different colors.
So it would be different flavors. You agree then?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Glass
berry
just
flavored, blueberry flavored, orange flavored. I mean, yeah, that's just a thing, right?
So, assuming you have the constitution to do so,
Uh-huh.
what flavor glass would you try first?
Oh, 100% yellow. Like that's lemon flavored.
So you go with lemon flavored glass? Okay. Okay, I like it. Yeah, that makes sense. If there's blue raspberry flavored glass, that's the one I'm going for. I would need help finding it, but then as soon as we got it...
What was it? I'm sorry.
Me?
Yeah, yeah.
I would. My first go-to would be like blue raspberry flavored glass.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But I would need help finding it because I doubt it. On the stained glass, this one says blue raspberry flavored. Ixor has redeemed Link meeting your brother's girlfriend back to Chicken Little. It said seemed to be the best way to let you know I'm still here. Very fair. So, throughout Chicken Little, the critically acclaimed film, our lovely friend Ryan here knows how great the film Chicken Little is, of course. You are introduced to many different characters throughout the film. Chicken Little starts off the film, you meet his father. You don't meet his mother because the mother is sort of hinted at not being around, aka deceased, unfortunately. And there are many characters. You meet all of Chicken Little's friends. You meet Abby the Ugly Duckling, Run of Litter, Fish Out of Water, who is just a fish with a old-timey diver's helmet in it that's filled with water. And throughout the film, you meet different characters, and different characters bring different lives and different experience to different people. In this perspective, I am Chicken Little, and another person who is close to me, let's say my brother, is Runt of the Litter. Runt of the Litter in the film Chicken Little ends up dating Foxy Loxy after Foxy Loxy's brain gets scrambled by aliens. And the aliens offer to put all the people back, but Run and Litter stops them from putting Foxy Loxy back, and now she really likes singing show tunes and wears a wig. And that's how that relationship is like their relationship, and Chicken Little re-meeting Foxy Loxy after the brain scramble is how I'm going to relate to meeting my brother's girlfriend, and yeah. So that's how I relate that to Chicken Little. Hello, Steve.
What happened? And how many times have you seen this movie?
Listen, I have a channel point redeemed for this, Steve. I need to be on top of my game. Good job, thank you, Ixor. So Steve.
Yeah.
And Ixor as well in chat. Our question of the week is, if you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be? If either of you have an answer, I'm so bad at knowing names. Ryan picked a captain, I believe, from Star Trek. Captains from Star Trek. It would have... It wasn't one that I knew.
Oh.
What was their name? I'll have to ask when Ryan gets back. I picked Garrus from Mass Effect. Was my fictional character that I would like to have dinner with. Do you have a fictional character that you'd like to have dinner with?
As of right now, no.
Oh.
I can't think of anything.
Do you have any favorite movies or games that have characters in it that you think would just be interest to hear their story about their experiences?
I do, but brain no work today.
Okay. You like... In Smash, you play Zelda. Okay. So, do you like The Legend of Zelda?
Yeah.
Would you like to take Link or Zelda out for dinner?
Link just makes noises.
Yeah, so
no.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be the best to take out to dinner. Sky actually took Momo the monkey from Avatar: The Last Airbender out to dinner.
That's a good shout. I'm gonna steal that.
You can.
Yeah.
Also, a good shout that no one did. Alpha would be great too, because I would probably just nap on Alpha.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That'd be a really good shout.
Is a good boy.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to also take Momo out to dinner, I think we could arrange you and Sky at the same dinner then, probably. I was going to say that you could also pick, like, who cooks dinner, who, if you go out to dinner, the setting of the dinner. Momo probably can't cook dinner. So you'd either have to cook it yourself or take Momo to a sit-down restaurant, which I don't know. Momo's cooking dinner. Okay, I love the full send attitude here. And would it be in our world or in Avatar: The Last Airbender world?
I think it has to be Avatar for Momo to work, right?
Yeah, I'd be very scared to see Momo in real life.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, there you go. That is your fictional character you're taking out to a dinner. And for, like, the record, pretty much most of the answers have been in a friend-like state to take them out to dinner. If someone were to answer that in a way that they are looking for other things, that you're welcome to do and go any way you want. I picked Garrus from Mass Effect because I thought it'd be really cool to hear stories from his perspective, like things about his life that weren't revealed in the video game.
That's Garrus, Tony.
I love Garrus.
He's going to calibrate you.
That's fine. But Garrus is like, for everyone who played Mass Effect, Garrus is like the ultimate like buddy in their games. Sky said, I'd have somebody from a Studio Ghibli movie make the food. Great shout. That shit looks like it'll always slap. Yeah. No, that's a great idea. Ixor would take Yoda out to dinner. Ixor, would you make dinner for Yoda? Would you have Yoda make dinner for you? Or would you take Yoda to a sit-down restaurant? Those poor wait staff, if you do. They just won't understand exactly what he's saying because it won't ever be in the right order. That would be kind of funny to watch, though. I enjoy that. It is a good idea. I assume we would go to a cantina. Yeah, okay. There you go. Yeah, and a nice sit-down dinner in the Star Wars universe in a cantina. I like it. What does Yoda eat? Oh, for me, another thing that Garrus and I could talk about is that Garrett, like, in the Mass Effect universe, Turians, Quarians have to eat, like, special, like, dextro food or something, they called it. And we could talk about not being able to eat normal food. That pizza is poisonous to both of us. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is too funny. It's a good time all around. But how are you, Stev?
I'm my head is a little bit baked.
Yeah, because you sound a little bit like maybe under the weather.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. A little sick.
Oh. Well, I hope you feel better. There are many correct answers to that question, only one incorrect. Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Yeah. Ugh.
Always hoping everyone who not feeling well feels better.
Yeah.
I don't want to meet the person that wants to go to dinner with the great Mighty Pooh and Conquer. Lord Keon! Thank you for the raid, friendo! Oh my goodness. But shout out, Lord Keon. Lord Keon! Lord Keon has amazing emotes, by the way. So Keon was playing... Oh, you're playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. How was the stream, you lovely, lovely person? Elder's Blast. Welcome on in Serenity as well. Serenity and Keon. I hope you guys all had a lovely, lovely time. He bullied you. In what way? Because, you know, is it friend bullying? Where you tease someone? Did Keon, like, trip you and you had your lunch tray? Oh, he tried to buy the moon. It was good. I did some spooky games beforehand and announced ownership of Moon. Oh. How much was Moon for, like, what was the buying? What was the price? I'm curious. Because I didn't know it was on the market. He poured milk on you?
Yeah.
It only cost you 2 pennies? Man, if I could have gotten in on Spitting War, let me tell you. He doesn't have proof of ownership. Oh. Oh no, this is like a... You guys need to go to like a small moon claims court, I think. I think that's how that works. Two disobedient keeps tearing up furniture and screaming in the halls. Oh. You know, I think Moon would normally cost more than 2 pennies, but the issue is if it was an open auction, you didn't set the price at the highest. That it happens, you know? The story of eBay. People being really sad that their things sold for a penny because they forgot to put a maximum price.
eBay's great.
I do like eBay. Like a cat at 3 a.m. almost. A cat at 3 a.m. is a mystical creature that has all of the energy in the world, runs around, never stopping. It keeps on going and keeps on going. And it keeps on going. But thank you again, Lord Keon, for the raid. We actually have a question of the week this week. For our podcast, we're currently live with Background Noise, a weekly podcast that I've been doing for Looks at Watch. I don't have a watch almost 9 years consecutively now.
Forever.
Hello, Colin. How's it going, friendo? So this is now for Colin is... Well, I'm very confused by seeing that other name up there.
I made a mistake.
So... Our question of the week, and for Colin and our friendos who just joined us in Twitch chat as well, is if you could take any fictional character to dinner, who would it be and why? And so just if it helps you pick the person, you can choose the following like ways to do this. You could have them make you dinner. You could make them dinner. You both can go to like a sit-down dinner. But the sit-down dinner, making dinner can take place wherever your imagination takes you. For example, I chose Garrus from Mass Effect. And I chose to have the dinner on the Normandy, which is their spaceship that they travel on. So that is within the world of Mass Effect, so you can definitely choose to have that dinner in their world if you'd like for a fictional character. Or you could bring them over here if you were like, I got this recipe I want to try. I want them to taste this really good meal that I can cook for them and them know, that you're a good cook.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, take all the time you need to think about it as well. Sail from Back Butter so Sebastian can serve me. Just Sebastian, then cook for me. There you go! Sebastian from Black Butler, there you go. You can have dinner and they cook for you.
It'd be so much easier if I watched Food Wars.
That's very fair, actually. You can just pick one of those characters and you would know it would be a great meal. So Keon said, my very own D&D character of 6+ years. Definitely. He do the cooking I can learn from the best warlock I know. Probably devouring the body of some long-dead eldritch god together. It would be wonderful. That's a wonderful answer. My brain never actually even thought about fictional characters in that sense, where it could be a character that you made, because that is a fictional character. Yeah, that's a great shout, Keon.
Now that'd be interesting, because you'd think he'd talk a lot like you, but he would be a different person.
Yes, with different memories, and even though you role-played as them, they have all of those memories that you've chosen from first-person perspective, rather than, I'd be very interested. And Serenity said, that's a better answer. I pick Keon's answer. Okay, so Keon and Serenity would both take Keon's D&D character. Fuck, I'm taking your D&D character out the dinner, too. That just reminds me of, the Reddit, the famous Reddit strings of, who would you go on a date with? I pick my wife. The comment below, I also pick his wife.
The meme that spawned 1,000 more.
Yeah. Gave birth to so many.
Yeah.
So Keon said it's a very long developed character, that has a lot of detail and memory to it. I'd kill to have dinner with this character. Oh. Well, I volunteer as tribute if you need to, do the deed of killing to get that dinner. It'd be a win-win for both of us. I get Old Yellard, and you get to have dinner with a cool D&D character.
Old Yellard. That's one way of putting it.
It's a win-win for everyone, We gotta put you down, Tony. Serenity. Thank you. I just want to say thank you. This is the opportunity I've been waiting for, probably for Looks at Watch. 26 years. I'm 26 years old, so all of those years I've been waiting for this exact moment in time. I thank you, personally.
We first.
Last podcast said we had a great run. And no, not Steve first. Respect your elders, I go first.
Fuck.
That's as long as no one is older than me and says they want to go first. That's the order I have to respect, if that's true.
Ryan, please help.
Ryan's not older than me.
Fuck.
I'm older than Ryan by 2 months.
Fuck.
Yep. Nicole could go before me. She's older than me by about 12 days.
I forget that Nicole is older than me. That's so weird.
Wait, how old is she?
She's might. She's 26.
She's older than me too.
Yep. Yes, it's over. Thanks, Serenity. I appreciate you. You've done the deed that I've been asking for a long time. I always ask Twitch chat, let's make this happen. It's a win-win, and you're the first one to accept the offer. So, thank you. I'm just going to say thank you again. Oh, so Keon just saw this message. Said, Moon, you're a goddess. You can be the dinner at best. Sorry. Oh. Keon, are you... Keon, I just want to just clarify this real fast. Are you gatekeeping your D&D character and who they can go out to dinner with? I just want to get some clarification. I think we are all picking your D&D character now, and I would hope that you... I mean, I would also gladly be the dinner if I get to be unalived first, so I'll take a few paths to this.
Unalive would be good today.
Oh! Serenity wants to go hunting. I just have to go to the woods. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna go trip to the woods real fast with Serenity.
Yes.
Oh.
You're gonna get Dick Cheney'd?
Oh, thank you. So Keon just said, no, he's taken a habit of eating demigods and eldritch beings, which Moon fits precisely. Oh. So, Serenity is confirming D&D character would try to eat you. So, just for clarification purposes, you know that the D&D character would try to eat you, yet you want to go to dinner with them still? I just want to clarify that is the direction you are taking this. Eat, Kappa, lol. I just want to, there are definitely multiple ways each word in the English language can be taken. So I just want to... there to be the clarification that this is what you want before you full send. Just, it's good to know, is all I'm saying. For logistical purposes, for the paperwork that we have to fill out in order to make this happen. Because it's like a field trip, where we just have to, we have to get, like, signs off on it,
I can't think of a good answer.
So...
Problem is, like, you have to think of, like, a fictional character you would actually be able to have a conversation.
Yeah, that is because the idea is that you pick someone who's decently down to earth, probably, or just someone that would have interesting stories to tell, maybe. I forget. I am so bad. When Ryan comes back, I'll have to ask the exact name again. Ryan picked, like, not Captain Kirk or Picard, but another Star Trek captain as a person he'd go to dinner with. And that person, according to Ryan, is very, like, down to earth, and they could have, like, a real conversation with. Yeah. So, Serenity would have dinner, then run and hope to make it. Keon said, no, this is definitely a cook and eat fully. She chose the one character that would devour her being as a goddess. So, Dining Dash is what you're trying to clarify. He is a character, is only eating gods as of recent. Oh! So, here's the thing we could do for you. You could pick Keon's D&D character prior to the first time they ate what was the exact wording? Demigod or eldritch being. Technically. So that would go one of two ways. You might be the first that they eat, or you would be lucky and they don't eat you. That's complicated? Okay, I was giving you more of an opportunity to not be devoured, but if that is the path you want to take, you just want a little bit of complication in with it, that's okay. It's like you want to eat and then get the heck out of there, and you want to test your speed, then, do it. That's what I'm saying, Gotta do what you're gonna do. Dine and dash. You eat real fast and then get out while hearing a few cool stories. It's either risk being eaten or dying in an old world. It's a coin flip. What would be the worst way to go out?
Yes.
You know, when you put it like that, I agree. Well said, Steve. Always a man of reason. So for
Oh wait, I came up with one.
oh, literally, I was gonna try to help you jog your jog thoughts, but perfect if you have one.
I think this technically might count. On one of my favorite runs of the Avengers, they would have a weekly poker night with pizza, and I would crash that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just because it wasn't like Captain America, it was like Spider-Man, Wolverine, like a whole bunch of like the more like down to earth dudes.
Okay,
I don't know. That'd be cool.
I think that would be cool. That's a good answer. And
like,
it would take place there, and you'd get pizza.
I don't know. It's because like my gut instinct is like a whole bunch of other characters like that I like, but it's like characters from like fantasy series. What would you talk about?
Pizza.
Pizza. Yeah, it'd be hard.
It'd be really cool to get drinks and dinner with fucking like Tyrion Lannister or something, but it's like I don't know. It'd be weird because the entire conversation would be, "Who the fuck are you? Where'd you come from?"
Yeah. Well, I think in this hypothetical, they know they're going to dinner with you, and they want to for some reason.
Because you have pizza.
It's because you have pizza. You were bringing the pizza.
Pizza is literally a universal peacemaker. That's why it sounds so much like peace.
Pizza.
You have a piece of pizza.
You have some pizza? Yeah, I get it. It makes sense. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You vibe with it?
I'm vibing. We're vibing. You're vibing. Steve's vibing. Ryan might be vibing.
Where is Ryan anyway?
Ryan muted his mic, so I think he'll be right back. I don't know.
Ryan, you are too sexy to just leave like that without any warning.
No, you honestly gotta think it's the other way. He's sexy enough that he can do that whenever he wants. He knows he can. It will still be waiting for him.
Are you implying that, you know what, never mind, I'm not gonna take it then.
Whatever you're thinking, probably yes. Most likely, yes.
I don't know where we're going anymore.
I don't know where I am.
Neither do I.
I've never known where I am.
True.
Who are you people? Where is my beautiful wife?
Who are you people, and more importantly, when are you people?
Steve, it makes me happy that you got that.
What is that from?
It's a song.
Oh.
I don't know the name. I think it's called Once in a Lifetime, maybe? I don't know. It's a song that I always laughed at when it came on the radio.
Yes.
No?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just like when Steve does the doo-doos.
My brain is broken.
That's okay.
I mean, I don't know, man. Can something be broken if it never functioned to begin with?
Yes. In this particular case, yes, it can.
So, if it's already broken and you break it more, is it more broken? Kind of, right? So
yeah, I'm just rubbing two brain cells together at this point, and they're making noises.
it's just like someone rubbing two
like
pennies together.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, you got it.
SpongeBob with the pickles.
Yeah. Oh, the pickles. Yes, the pickles.
That's what.
Yes, you're right. SpongeBob with the pickles. Wasn't pennies.
I mean, I'm here for a reason, Steve. Where the hell are my Dark Random NFTs? I have rights, you know.
What the fuck? What even is that? What happened?
Don't play dumb.
I actually don't know. I've been living under a
work for
rock.
the government.
You have access to all.
Look, Trump came out with trading cards, so naturally...
Oh, is that what this is about?
The government has to clap back with Dark Random NFTs. That's how this works.
That's what you're saying. Okay, I honestly didn't know at first,
know,
but now I do.
It's a joke that made a lot of sense in my head, maybe not necessarily anybody else's, but...
Those are the best jokes, because they make you laugh, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. I have been living under a rock news-wise, so don't worry about it.
I mean, you're probably happier than I am because of that.
Probably.
I tried to kick my habit of just looking at the news, and I just can't.
You should.
I got into the habit in high school because everybody told me it was good to be well informed, and it's like, joke's on you. It's actually devastating to your mental health. Haha.
Find something better to do than look at the news.
Like, become the news.
Yes.
I think you guys mean that positively, but I think it probably has some more negative implications there.
Oh no, I don't like that.
It just depends on how you decide to become the news.
Yeah. There are many ways to become the news. Don't.
Who knows? You could save like a small child from a bus and then get isekai'd yourself.
Do the bad ones. One moment, I'm being poked.
User left your channel.
Serenity, thank you for the lurk, friendo. I hope you
I mean, that's
have
how
a
they
lovely night.
That's how they report it in Japanese obituaries, right? Man 32 was struck by truck. We hope he's enjoying his new existence in the fantasy world.
Yeah. Friends speculate based off of interest that the fantasy world can look like something like this.
Oh god, there's so much pixelation.
Oh god! Oh, Ghosty's hungry. Poor Ghosty. Hey Ghosty, I like things you do. Hey Ghosty, if I were I could be you. The one and only Ghosty, the one and only taste. Ghosty, make your breakfast go great. Ghosty the ghost is more than good. He's a ghost. I'll be here every week. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
User joined your channel.
Alright.
User joined your channel.
I am heading out.
Sounds good. Appreciate you popping in, Steve, and hanging out for a bit.
I came to say goodbye. Yes.
Goodbye, my dear friend.
Yes.
It's
Thank you
been-
guys for listening to my maddened ramblings.
You know, Steve, there are a few things I enjoy more in this world than your mad ramblings.
Listening is a strong word, but sure.
Colin, be the change you want to be in the world.
So I should start setting more fires. Okay.
Look, I said that doesn't. You
I
can
didn't
choose
say
how you
that.
become the news.
No, you did. I think if you read back the transcript, you told me to be the news, and I think that's the best way to go about it.
You know, it's up to you. This is a choose your own adventure story.
Yeah, we're not legally responsible for that.
No, again, court transcriber, if you could just read back the transcript.
The transcript of Backward Noise episode 466, brought to you by HydroxideAnt, streamed on twitch.tv/HydroxideAnt, and then uploaded to the YouTube channel, HydroxideAnt.
Yeah, that thing.
As long as they read it like that in court, I'm cool with it.
Right, you gotta get that exposure.
Yeah, just...
Gotta get the head out. Oh.
It sounds good,
See you
Steve.
guys in a few.
Bye, Steve.
Bye.
You know, Colin, you get it. You have to get the exposure any way you can. And if it's during the court proceedings, it's during the court proceedings. What if someone follows after that? How funny would that be? I heard about you in court. What? Your podcast is being used as evidence. Oh, well, that's a first time for everything. Would I be honored or more concerned? That's a good question.
Be a mix of both.
Yeah, it'd be a good mix of column A, column B kind of deal, where, oh no, is it something I did? Would be my first thought. I'm not in court though, so
Yeah.
okay, mate. Yeah, good point.
The night is still young.
Then you're right. You are right, my friend. But I would be honored because it'd be kind of cool. Imagine being able to use that in the intro.
That would be interesting. I think it'd be more interesting than you give it credit for.
Yeah. Welcome to Background Noise episode 466. We have been used as evidence in legal proceedings. If that's not a catchy hook line to stay around, what is?
My only other answer for the weekly question was only because I've been on a big Hades kick recently.
Hmm.
So I'd say, like, I don't know, go hang out in the lounge with some of them. Have you played Hades?
I have not, but I am aware of Hades.
It's a good game.
Yes.
It's also really good if you like a game filled to the brim with sexy people.
You know, I don't see any issues with this. This checks out, and we're cool with it, and we're gonna keep moving on and think about playing it now.
Honestly, I recommend it.
It actually looks this. I mean, you
playing
definitely
since-
know, but there's like the second one coming out, right?
Yeah. So I've been playing since the beta, and Supergiant doesn't do sequels, and I never thought they'd give it a sequel, and I'm so unbelievably hyped for it.
Is Supergiant the game studio?
Yeah. Yes.
Nice. That sounds great. We love
Yeah,
to
they've done a
see
couple other games. Usually, like, you know, like, I don't want to call them an indie studio because I almost want to call them, they're in between indie and AAA in that, like, they're a small studio, but they put out stuff that puts AAA, that, like, it's marketed better than most indie stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely understand. It's... I don't know. I think Hades is a cool concept, cool game. We have a lot of people that seem to really enjoy it, like in surrounding friend groups. I think they released the trailer for the second one for the first time at the Game Awards, right?
Yeah, that was the announcement.
Okay, yeah, because I was watching the Game Awards, and a lot of people were very hype for Hades 2. I was rooting for Elden Ring for every award because our friend Keon in chat likes Elden Ring. So every time Elden Ring won an award, I yelled, "Let's go for Keon!" So,
Oh, I like that.
yeah. Elden Ring, yes. And Keon, thank you for treating Ghosty. Ghosty very much appreciates it. Look at him. He brought his own Christmas tree inside. Elden Ring very much also did deserve Game of the Year. I'm very happy it won. I was very worried it was going to go to God of War. Ragnarok, yeah.
I honestly believe the awards between those two
You can
shook
hide
out
your
the
cam.
way they should have.
Yes. Yep. I think you're right.
Because I'm a big fan of God of War Ragnarok.
Snow, what have I done?
But honestly, compared to the last one, like, it's a bigger game, and I like it. I love it to death. But as a game, I don't know. I like it's. Elden Ring is big, but it also feels like a cohesive package to me. Whereas God of War Ragnarok was giving me this was supposed to be 2 games, but we were forced to make it 1 type feel. Which is good, because all the content was in there. There's so much shit to do. It's amazing. But in terms of overall game design and, like, story focus, I gotta give it to Elden Ring over God of War.
Elden Ring, like, God of War, one of the things that made sense for, like, a huge studio like that to win. Like, in my opinion.
That's the other thing. Didn't the God of 4 is what I'm gonna call it. Is already won it. So, like, it's not like the franchise is getting disrespected. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely know what you mean. Because people used the throw at Tony command and the Twitch integrated throwing system wasn't up, I'm going to hit this button a lot of times. Wait, is it going to work? Ow. Ow. This is what internal and external pain is like. Why am I doing this to myself? Ooh, there's some cookies in there. But I'm Kyle. Ow, there was a bucket in there.
Like, I'll be honest, my only knock against the God of War 2018 was that I believed, what was it? It beat something out. No, it didn't beat out Hades, did it? It beat out another game at the Game of the Year awards that year that I thought should have won. Or am I misremembering? I don't know. The last few years have all felt like one giant year, so the fact that the various Game of the Year awards get chopped up.
Yeah, it is weird sometimes also, like, where certain game... Because, like, didn't God of War come out, like, more recently?
Yeah, so God of 4 came out in 2018, and the Ragnarok just came out, obviously.
Oh, sorry, that's...
No, right, it beat out Spider-Man. That's the one I was rooting for. Actually,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I can see that, actually. You know what?
But I was 100% rooting for Elden Ring for every award, because when you have friendos who are excited for it.
That's right, The Last of Us 2 is the one I was pissed at. Never mind.
For winning or losing?
It beat out Hades for the Game of the Year in
That,
2020.
okay.
And, okay, it beat out Hades, but it also beat out Doom Eternal, either of which I would have preferred to see over it.
The order in which I wanted Game of the Year to go was Elden Ring, then Stray.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Stray is just such a unique... I think Stray won, like, the award for, like, most, like, unique concept or something like that, which 100% deserves to win. I mean, like, very
really
cool concept.
They gotta do a little more variety, though. Like, everybody knows, or either that, or there needs to be a better, not owned by the people that produced the Game of the Year. Like, the fact that, like, the fact that, like, a collection of big streamers or big gaming YouTubers hasn't come together to actually make, like, I mean, it wouldn't be as big of an event, it wouldn't be the Oscars, but, like, I would watch a Game of the Year awards run by actual gamers, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely.
I really think that would be something that people would actually tune into and stuff.
Keon said, I'm going to step into a lava temperature shower. Do you take care of Leon's, I'm so sorry. Keon, thank you again. I keep combining Lord and Keon into one word. Lord Keon, thank you again for the raid. Thank you for bringing on your friendos over. I hope you have the most amazing lava temperature shower ever. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your night.
The correct
Thank you again.
temperature.
Yep. If your skin isn't falling off, are you even showering?
Probably not, because shower should remove dead skin cells, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of weird to say. I don't know.
It took me a second, like, to process exactly, and then I'm like, yes, it makes sense. No, I'm with you. That is great.
I don't know, these days I've had a long day, you know.
Like, I feel you. I get you.
No, I do. I think everybody has this problem where you just, like, after a long day, sometimes you say weird shit.
That's because you lose that processing part of your brain, and it just goes from mouth. It just goes from brain to mouth, brain to mouth, brain to mouth, and there's no, like, in between anymore. I get it. I understand. I understand because I do this, like, every single day. I'll either be tired from work or I do quack. Oh no! Do you see that, Colin?
I actually do not. I'm currently playing Hades.
Okay. So no one else sees it, but above us I see quack quack. Okay, I think I know what to do. I quack back at it. That's what I chose to do. Could really be anything. I don't know what the quack quack wants. I did quack once back at the quack quack. I quacked at the quack quack, so I wonder what the quack quack will do based on my quack. Now it says quack, exclamation point quack, and it moves closer.
That might set a new record for most times I've heard quack used in a single sentence.
Thank you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have to apologize. It's entertaining.
Yeah. It depends. It's like, alright, if you thought it was funny, thank you. If you're like, oh no, you use quack 7 times too much, Tony. That's my limit. I'm sorry. I can't go past 3.
I can't
Or
handle that.
then that's when the I'm sorry would come in. Thank you for the redemption of a single quack. So, something just to mention, because I don't know if I quack bread quack. Okay. And I hand you a piece of bread. Something to mention, because I haven't really hydrate. Oh, Justin, thank you for the hydrate. Where's my water? There it is. Gotta open that. Gobble's bread, good. Oh, so what I wanted to mention real fast is that a friend of ours, Prez, and another friend of ours, Shady, do a year in review, year in award show, and myself and a few of my things have been lucky enough to be nominated in a few categories. So just want to acknowledge it on the podcast, because the podcast is up for Podcast of the Year. So at the top of the podcast, I did use the words award nominated podcast, because technically it is an award that it is nominated for. So I'm not wrong.
By no definition of the word, no.
Yeah, exactly. We also were up for Channel Point Redeem for my quacks. We are up for FPS Streamer of the Year and VTuber of the Year. So it is cool, and it's an honor to be nominated for all those categories, but it would be the coolest thing ever to win the podcast one. Because I've been doing this podcast for 9 years almost now. So it would be sort of a culmination of a lot of things for that to happen. Oh, a happy quack from that duck. I think it's a duck. Could be anything. Could be something pretending to be a duck.
Well, wait, Tony, you can't wait one more year so it can win in its 10th anniversary?
Maybe. That's a good idea. Maybe we throw Quack Eat Ryan Quack.
Ryan won't have to be here to eat him.
Yeah, Ryan is away, but you can set up if you want to come to the channel, mysterious duck creature, and get ready to clamp down on a Ryan upon return. That is your prerogative. I won't stop you. But I don't think I can tell you to eat Ryan at the same. A trap to eat Ryan quack? I think that's fair. I really hope Ryan comes back and does not look at the names in TeamSpeak.
I can't see
I
it.
bet you he notices immediately.
Yeah, probably.
I can't see it, but I'm going to assume Nick has changed his name to Eat Brian.
It actually says a trap to eat Ryan quack. So you're so close. Without seeing it, it's very impressive.
Yeah, on point.
Have
On point.
knowledge of many things.
Yes.
So I am also hoping that you win the award for podcast.
That'd be really cool.
Although I did vote for you on all the other categories that you were nominated for.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it. But podcast is if I, in a hypothetical world where you get to win one, podcast is the one I think that means the most to me. All of them are very important, obviously, and all equal honors, but one of them is a culmination of a very long time. Doing a podcast for years,
And I will say I wanted to be fair to the other categories and give at least an opinion, so I went and did research on a few of them and I put in votes for those.
Nice. Thank you. It's awesome that you helped and supported the show, because the two people that run it, Perez and Shady, are also good friendos of mine. And they're both lovely people. So, it means a lot. It's cool what they're doing, so legitimately there are, across all their words, hundreds of channels that have been nominated. And they are doing so much work to get that together that it is crazy. I'm so excited for it. I became like friends with Perez and then later Shady. Not decent. I want to say like I don't know what month actually, but like definitely after they would have done this show last year. Because I believe this is I would have to double check on Perez, but I think this is the second time they've done the show. Last year was the first one. So I became friends with Perez, I think, a few months after the show. So I wasn't around to experience the fucking coolness of this. This is really cool. So yeah. It's cool when someone puts something like this together. Always cool to see. We love supporting friendos. And also, speaking of putting things together, in Discord and on Twitter, I'm going to put it in another Discord later tonight. I officially announced that in 2023, the HydroxideAnt Valorant Friendo Tournament will be returning. So last year I ran a Valorant tournament, and this year we're running it again. Hopefully a little bit bigger. Last time we had 4 teams in it. I don't know how many people I get to sign up this time, but we'll see. It was fun to run, and I'm excited to run it again. So that's also a little bit of thing to add into the podcast before ending that.
Well, I am sorry, friendo, but I will not be participating in that.
So you don't play Valorant, I wouldn't want you to. If you don't already play, I wouldn't. I love everyone, and if you play Valorant, then this is a cool thing for you to enter. But I wouldn't want anyone to play Valorant for the first time in this, or play Valorant if you're not already playing Valorant, because the community is toxic. I know, like, toxic communities are thrown out there a lot, but this is League of Legends and Counter-Strike and Fortnite and Rainbow Six Siege all coming together. Like, people from all those categories.
I don't know if I'd put Fortnite in there, though.
When Valorant first started, a bunch of Fortnite pros came over.
I know, but you might be... I don't want to... I am no fan of Valorant, but I don't know. Even that seems you're a little too hard on it. I could be wrong.
That's fair.
But...
There's some horrible people in the game. Yeah, but people are just bad. People are mean.
That's why you have to have a very small circle of the okay ones, and then never let anybody else in. You
get it. This guy gets it.
Am I right, my fellow introverts?
Or join me and randomly talk to people in quick games.
Yes.
You are a braver man than I, Nick.
I live on that weird fence that I think they call an ambivert. Where I have characteristics of both an introvert and an extrovert. And sort of live on this line and go back and forth between the two.
Wait a minute, you can make friends with both hands at the same time?
Yeah. Shake hands with 2 people at the same time. Or other things, depending on what you need to do.
How you doing? Shakes hand. How you doing, Tony? Shakes other hand.
My eyes cross.
Starts to stare at you.
Trying to look at both of them at the same time. But they're very far apart, so I can't.
I would also like to let you know that Toby is doing a heckin' wild time being a cat, playing with a string. So if you notice any cross comms, or background comms, I guess.
Is it Toby? Is he zooming?
Sometimes. Right now he's laying on his back just batting it.
Yes. Oh, the great baby. Oh, the baby boy. It's such a cute cat. I got to play with Nick's cat once.
He's developed a new habit. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, please.
So, we're not quite sure why, but he started like wiping his feet like, you know, like somebody would if they had blood on their shoes. But it was like it was his back paws that he would wipe. And so we weren't sure why. And then we're kind of like, you know, it's probably something to do with the litter box. So we've tried, you know, trimming his fur, and that wasn't doing it. So we got these pads that are specifically made to get litter off of his feet. I noticed that whenever he would do it, like, litter would show up wherever he's wiped his feet, which is gross. So lots of cleaning was made. And once we got those pads, he just started wiping his feet on those pads all the time. And we're like, well, this works.
So, question though. When you both enter the house, do you ever wipe your feet when you get in?
Oh, that'd be funny.
Very rarely.
Okay. Because sometimes cats are known to mimic their people. So, Toby could have picked up a habit from watching you do it.
No, I would say really, the only time that I would be doing that is if it was, like, after snow. So it's far too inconsistent because we haven't gotten a lot of snow. And we haven't gotten any snow this year at all. Well, none that actually stuck
Yet.
Oh no, if I went about 15 minutes west last weekend, that was sticking. And then I came home early because someone told me that I was about to get snowed in, and I was like, oh yeah, good call. And I like literally 2 minutes before getting back to here, it turned to rain. It just all rain. It's disappointing.
I live at this weird, I guess we probably all do, like at this weird intersection of snow is cool to look at, but I don't want to clean it.
Snow's cool to look at, but not when you have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to go to work tomorrow and you're the one
right.
expected to shovel.
I think the one time I ever made a positive impact at Rutgers is the one day I was in freshman year. I came in on a snow day, and me and the other girl that did got an accommodation in like the school newsletter because we were like a whole bunch of the other libraries shut down because their people didn't come in, but we came in.
Let's go.
I don't know if I should be congratulated for that because I nearly died.
Depends on your goal. What was the end goal? What was the intention? Because if it were me, I would have screamed, let's go again. But
I was more afraid of, like, I assumed in my naive little sense is like, well, it's a job. There'll be consequences if I don't show up, even if the buses aren't running and the weather is shitty. Instead of the logical conclusion, oh, the buses aren't running, they're not going to expect me to get there.
I should stay home.
Oh no, I probably would have done the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you don't want to take the fucking bet, or I mean, some people might, but I didn't.
This is only like the only relation of the. I didn't know that Ghosty could do that. Sorry, I got very distracted. Ghosty's getting pat by a mysterious hand. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay,
Where's
sorry.
the hand coming from?
I have no idea. I don't think that's a redeem either. But when I was at community college, it started to snow one day. And they're like, oh man, that sucks. Well, it's probably not snowing too bad because they haven't like canceled classes or anything and told us to go home. And then like our class is still going on. And then like another professor goes in, why are you guys still doing class? What? Yeah, the everyone's told to go home. And then we're like, oh no. So we were at like the tail end of the line to leave, and I want to say like it was so much snow on the ground. So first of all, it took me a really long time to get the snow off of my car. And then I think I sat in traffic in the parking lot of that community college for around 3 or 4 hours. Just trying to get out. Then when I got out, it was a lot easier, and that part of like the trip was much faster. But it took probably 3 to 4 hours to actually go, because at that community college there were thousands of people probably there all at once taking classes, and all of them were trying to leave at the same time. And oftentimes people aren't letting other people out. They also want to go home. Yeah. Which I understand. I get it. But that was one of my least favorite experiences while it was snowing that I've ever had. I would say. That was not fun.
It's why I take an attitude these days that like pisses my dad off if I'm the one driving, where if there's a race to get out of the parking lot, I will vibe. I will put on like a song or a video, and I will just wait until the madhouse is done, and then I will leave the parking lot.
Yeah. No, that's a great... I think that's a good way to take it, though, honestly.
Like, it's either you intentionally leave early, or you're just like, alright, I'm not worried about leaving immediately.
Like, that's the thing. Unless I'm, like, for some reason, like, I desperately have somewhere to go, which doesn't happen to me if I'm going to an event usually. It's like, it's not worth it, you know? It's not worth dealing with possible fender bender and shit, you know?
Unrelated, does treblA want to be pulled in here? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's a problem.
Does he
No.
background noise?
He said no.
Got it.
In Twitch chat.
Oh.
Well, thank you for answering.
I would ask.
I was going to say, I have no idea. And that answered the question. treblA might just be playing some video games.
Well, have you heard?
Hi, treblA.
The Dark and Darker playtest came back online. Have you heard about this game?
No, I'm honestly not familiar.
Oh.
Okay. How familiar are you with Mordhau?
Not super. I remember we had a lot of people that liked it in our friend group, but like I don't...
Did you play any first-person perspective games that were melee-based?
Yeah. I think. I know of games that are, if not.
Okay, so let's boil it down a little bit more. Did you ever play Reinhardt in Overwatch?
Yes.
So, to take that perspective where, like, you're swinging things and your hammer has, like, an active hitbox throughout the whole swing, right? Because that matters a lot. And then you take Tarkov, where, you know, if you get hit twice, you could die if it's, like, getting hit in the head twice or something like that. And you lose your items on death. And you sort of combine it together to be like this D&D dungeon-esque kind of thing that's PvPvE.
PvP.
So you're both fighting other adventuring groups that have gone in, while also fighting through like the skeletons and the zombies in the dungeon, and trying to escape with your loot.
Okay. treblA said it's PUBG meets D&D meets Tarkov.
Kind of. Me, Steve, treblA, Nick, and Ryan all liked it.
What's the game called again?
Dark and Darker.
Dark and Darker. I just want to make a note of this, because this sounds fun.
Would you like me to link you the store page?
I found it. I was typing it into Steam as you were asking me about that. I'm gonna request access. Oh, it's just welcome to the playtest immediately.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
That was easy.
how it goes.
I didn't know if it put me on like a list or something. To Oh.
That's pretty much how everyone's gone, which is they just request it and immediately get it.
Huh.
Now you might ask, why bother having a wall up? And they might say, heh, have fun.
Justin, thank you again for the hydrate friendo. Appreciate you. It goes until early Friday morning. Okay, so next Friday. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to play this before then.
So yeah, it's a good time. It's fairly difficult, even fighting the skeletons and the zombies, because, like I said, a lot of the classes that you'll play, you'll get hit 2 or 3 times, and you might be dead.
Well, I'll say this, and I don't really mean it.
Don't play solo, treblA said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
because
don't play
there's
solo.
no auto group system. You have to form your own group. So most people will form groups of 3 and go in.
Okay.
Some people will go in by themselves, but they're kind of like crazy and they'll play rogues, so they can just like do everything, most of the things themselves, and just hide in the shadows. Basically.
Yeah, they can do everything except win any fight ever.
So they just kind of creep around. There's a lot of people streaming it right now, so I'm gonna set a monitor for a little bit, pull it up to watch a little bit of gameplay.
Good idea.
You will die a lot. Okay. Dying a lot is something that happens.
Dying a lot is expected.
Yeah. It's not, so if you die a lot, it's not something to like.
Yeah, I will say I died a lot, but I wasn't frustrated about it, which I think is the important thing.
It's part of the learning. Gotcha. Yeah, that's big. If it's not like frustrating deaths, I guess. Colin, you said it well.
Yeah, like it was just like, oh, I died. Oh well, you know. That's usually how I judge hard games. Like there are hard games where it's like, you know, I feel like I'm just continually trapped in this terrible cycle of death, and there are hard games where like, oh, I died. All right, on to the next one.
Yeah. That's a good way of saying it too, because I feel like that would often tell you if you like if it's the worth playing of it, you know?
Yeah.
If you're gonna play and just get constantly frustrated, or if you can play and just have like a nice time. Is there any type of like revival mechanic or anything if you're playing in a group? Like
2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one requires a resurrection ritual site.
The other
That's
one's
what I'm going
literally-
to call it right now.
The other one is if you play cleric, you get access to a resurrection spell.
So you know how in
Okay.
Apex there's a little
Yeah.
thing you can pick up and then
Yeah, banner
into
or
the
something,
respawn
I think.
beacon?
Yeah.
Same thing, different items, different whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm. Same
The second
concept,
one
more or
is
less, though.
The cleric, but the cleric can just do it on site once. I think they get one time.
Depending on if they have items with bonuses, they can recharge a spell. But yeah, generally it's once.
Okay, yeah, treblA said when a party member died, you pick up their soul that's under their chest armor. Then you find a rose shrine. Oh, cool.
And also but you know what? I won't say the annoying, but the thing is, like, they get your soul, they don't get your body still has your gear. You have to go loot your body to get your gear back.
Yeah.
Is it? Are there like circles?
Yes.
Like it shrinks, the map
Yeah.
shrinks like
Yeah.
PUBG.
Yeah, the map
Then
shrinks.
that's like the PUBG part.
You just keep an eye on the minimap, and
Yes. Okay. Okay. This sounds cool because it sounds like a cool combination of.
There's one problem that you'll run into.
Is it colors?
That
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I just thought of it now. As the circle gets smaller and smaller, these portal tablets, they look like cracked stone tablets just standing up on their own in different rooms.
Mm.
And the problem is that they've differentiated them by color.
Yeah, okay, but he shouldn't be by himself ever. So like,
That's what I was gonna say. Is because if I don't play by myself, hopefully, if I would either have someone in like the call with me playing, or I could scream at Twitch chat to
yeah,
tell me what this is.
But those are your only ways of escaping, and they're not guaranteed to spawn more than just like one. Like I think there was.
Is everyone okay?
Things are fine. I will be back though.
Okay.
I'll let Colin explain.
Okay. Trump said blue is exit, red goes down to hell. Here, pull me down. Can you pull treblA down, Colin?
Oh, yeah, 1 sec.
Actually, give me. I can do it. This needed.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. Hi, treblA.
Oh, he probably needs a sec to do his mic.
Oh, fair.
What was I gonna say?
maybe something.
I'm done. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So basically, like, blue is your, get the hell out, and then red is you keep going down. You go down to the next level, and then it's a lot harder. And
So the Tarkov element of this, is it like in the situation where there's the two exits, you can leave with your gear?
Yeah.
Okay.
You leave with what you found, or you can go and try and win
Go
for the bonus.
for four. Okay.
The thing I'll say is I can't speak to how difficult the Tarkov part of it is yet, because we really didn't get that far. We only had to playtest for a couple days, and we didn't have a lot of time to actually play with it.
Yeah.
So, like, I haven't experienced that, oh shit, I just lost the gear I found after 20 hours. I haven't
You haven't been
that
there yet? Yeah.
And so I can't speak to how the grind is and that how hard it'll be to get your shit back. That being said, like I said, we did like the game, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's like universal liking the friend group, that's a huge sign.
Yeah.
treblA, I saw your light go up, but I didn't hear you. Like, if you're talking right then, we don't hear you. Which I never understand why it lights up still. I feel like it shouldn't light up if you're...
Where did Steve go?
Okay, sec. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you knew, because if I notice it, I'm like, uh-oh, someone's talking, and probably thinking we're ignoring them. It's not we're ignoring you, the mic isn't coming through. Because, like, and it happens all the time where we have, like, a friend, like, even in, like, a Discord call, we're playing, like, a game, and they're like, I've been talking to you for the last hour. You just haven't responded once, and I was getting mad. It's like, yes, perfect, hello.
Stupid Windows. Okay, so the Tarkov part is, one, when you die, you lose everything.
Yeah,
and you get very, very basic gear. Like the lowest of low for your class when you spawn. So that's one of the things. The other thing is dying is really easy.
Yep.
So, in terms, if dying's really easy, losing all your gear is really easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, as far as the exits, the portals at the end go, it's as you get closer to the end, as the circle is getting closer to the center, the more and more will pop up. I haven't played this test yet, but in the last test, it did tell you in the top right or the top left that one portal has opened to exit.
Oh,
One
okay.
portal has opened to go down. Those they're random until it gets towards the very end.
Gotcha.
There are typically, until like the last 2 minutes or so, you'll only see one portals, but at the very end, 3 portal, I call them gravestones, but I don't know what they're exactly called.
Gravestones is a good word. They kind of look like them.
They look like gravestones, I would say.
I was watching a stream, and someone walked by, like, it wasn't a cylinder, but it was more squared.
It's a plank with like a little hole in the top.
And, like, there was, like, a light in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just have a stream up and someone walked by one of those. Obviously, I don't know which one it was, but they walked by it, and so I think that's definitely what you're talking about then.
That is exactly what we're talking about, yep.
Would you, not that you're going to be playing alone, but if somebody told you that this is red and this is blue, would you be able to differentiate between it?
I would have to see them next to each other, truthfully. Because
let me see if I can find a screenshot.
I wonder, are there any colorblind settings?
So the one thing that
Probably not.
The answer might be yes is if they're dark and light enough difference from each other. Like, for example, if red is a lot darker than the blue, then I probably could.
I think red is a bit brighter than the blue.
Okay.
But let me see if I can find a screenshot. on like Google Images or something.
Gotcha. Because that's really, like, I always tell people, like, for example, if you put yellow and black next to each other and tell me one's yellow, one's black, I'll be able to tell you which one's which, because I know yellow's a lighter color and black is much darker. So if, like, those are the two options, I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. But if you're like, it's blue and purple, good luck, I'd be like, well, or it's anything, I don't know. I call them medium colors, which I guess could be literally anything other than black and white. But
I can see that, like how I'd be willing to bet like forest green, maroon, and navy blue would all be very similar to you.
I know navy blue's dark, so are the other two very dark?
Yeah.
Okay, then they would be like pretty much the same
The whole
exact thing.
game is pretty dark, unfortunately.
The game is dark too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm watching someone kill spiders, I think, right now.
Oh yeah, well you're watching the streams, you'll know.
Yeah. I'm trying... I think the one I'm watching, they just started this game. I'm watching Soda Poppin' right now. So, he was the top one. Let's see. These are screenshots. Let me take a look.
That was the only one I could find that had both of them in the same picture. Can you tell the difference?
Does it always have the circle around it?
Yes.
So, which one's which? Oh, I guess Escape of Your Wishes.
The
So,
left one is blue and the right one's red.
so the one on the right, the ring is thicker.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it says delve deeper into the dungeon, so that's the... I'm sorry, you just said it. That's... Red, you said, is right?
That's
Red is right.
yes.
Okay. So
Oh,
if
wait.
the ring is always like that around it...
I mean, it should be. I don't... The models don't exactly change that much.
Yeah. If it's like that, that's cool. I wonder if they did that on purpose. Because I honestly, no, I can't tell the difference between the colors. But the ring is much thinner.
I'm gonna say
On-
they did it unintentionally for your
Yeah, I was
case.
gonna say it's probably...
It would be cool if it was intentional. But yeah, I'll have to keep a tab open and keep my eye on when they come across stuff like that to see if the thickness of that ring is different, because if so, then definitely I should be able to tell. And I hope if that's by accident, they don't fix it. Because this game does seem like a lot of fun. It almost like... I never played it, so I don't know if it plays anything similarly, but it kind of looks like the combat of like what Chivalry looked like. Like, I have trouble saying the name of the game. Chivalry.
It's similar. Just
Yeah,
so
it's like in the same model, I would say. Like,
the combat is going to be a lot slower than you think.
It looks very slow.
it is, which I think is kind of a good thing about it,
I
because like
don't
that way.
mind it.
Well, because like when you're dealing with other players, like they're panicking and dealing with the same kind of slowness you are.
Mm.
If that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah. It's... Everyone is moving at that same speed, so it's not like... Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to go find, like, one of those, like, transport... What's it called in game again?
I honestly don't know. I get
Did the
portals, I guess.
picture say? I don't think it did.
So what happens is the gravestones come up from the
Gravestones.
ground, but then you have to activate them. So you are vulnerable while you're activating them.
So is it's like an animation and stuff for it, I assume?
Yeah,
Or?
it's like a progress bar that goes
Okay.
across, I believe.
Cool. I mean,
Doesn't
right
take
now from
that
watching it, it
long,
looks fun.
but long enough
Yeah.
for someone to come up behind you and
Thank you.
cut your
Yeah, if you're another reason, I guess playing solo would be horrifying because you wouldn't have anyone to try to like watch your back or anything.
Really, the only solo viable that I've seen is Rogue.
Yeah, because what you do is you avoid combat and you just fucking.
Use hide and run. Yeah. If you're a rogue, I assume you just like hide in the shadows and.
Again, I haven't played this playtest, but in the last playtest, it was very basic.
Mm.
But when you hit like level 10, 5, 10, and 15, maybe, there's different skills. So your E and your Q, you get 2 different skills, and then you have traits. So for like instance, the rogue could have the ability to go invisible, but if you move, the invisibility goes away. It's also like on a 45-second timer or something. And then there is a trait that you can get that says you can take like 10 steps while invisible.
That's cool. What are the classes? Because I know you mentioned rogue, cleric.
So there's fighter, barbarian. No, maybe that's right. The fighter and barbarian. Then there's rogue, ranger,
and cleric.
Cleric
and wizard.
Oh, so there's 6 classes.
Yep.
Cool.
Probably more to come.
These all are D&D classes, pretty much.
So like I said, it's
that's
got
a D&D
it's
aspect.
got a very D&D aspect to it, other than the only part that's really not D&D is that it's live action versus like turn-based.
Yeah.
It's more like the genre of sword and sorcery, like.
So I'm watching them, and it looks like the zone moving in on them. It looks like a zone moving in on you from like PUBG and stuff, right? Like
it's like a plague of locusts or some shit like that.
Oh, so that's what's happening. When they were on the opposite side of it, it looked like a bunch of bugs, like attacking them. So yeah, and that's definitely what that was. Why do the skeletons bleed?
Honestly, I kind of like that because it makes them even creepier.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. It's unsettling. Yeah.
I asked myself the same question, and it's just like, yeah, I don't. Something about that. Although, actually, it's accurate though, because bones have bone marrow, and if you crack them open, red goop comes out.
Oh, fair.
Send stop if you would like to unsubscribe from Colin's horrifying and anatomical facts.
From what I played in the last playtest, I would say the biggest, whatever you want to call it, is strategy. Strategy is more important than anything, because if you get stuck in a room that only has one exit, and the exit is already in the circle, outside of the circle, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah, locational awareness was definitely a big thing, especially all the different hidden exits and entrances from like in walls and shit.
Do you not take a lot of damage from not being in the circle? Because the person I'm watching was like outside the circle for felt like a long time.
No, you don't take a ton. In fact, there's been a lot of times where like you have to run out the circle to get through the passage.
You don't, but healing in the game, unless you bring in stuff.
Maybe this person's like a cleric.
Limited.
Yeah, healing's very limited. So yes, you don't take a lot of damage, but if you have to like go around into the outside of the circle to get back towards the middle, and you're at no health, you're pretty much dead. Yep. Someone's just gonna spit on you and you die.
DRT, dead right there.
So this person had it. I saw them use an ability like the lesser healing potion or lesser healing. Is this a cleric then? Probably.
No, anybody can use.
Could do that. Okay, I don't know if it was a potion or if it was a spell. I'm not sure. Because they pulled out like a staff, I think. That wasn't like they have what I'll call like a mace that they're bonking people in the head with, and then they have like what I'd call a staff that like when they do things that look like magic.
That must be
They
wizard.
pulling out. So
Well, actually, no,
wizard
I'll-
maybe.
I think all magic users have to have a staff, though.
Okay.
I never played any of the magic users, so I know nothing.
Okay.
Jon Snow, is that you?
Is it time for wizardness? Oh man.
That's right, we're gonna play Wizard 101.
Oh my goodness. Our my friend Ferric actually, when he does stream, is a very
Streams it.
big Wizard 101 streamer, yeah.
I know, that was a reference.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. My god. He knows. He's on to me.
Tony, usually when I open yours, he's on your suggested channels, so, you know, I see him playing Wizard 101.
Aha! Oh my goodness. A lovely time. Speaking of a lovely time, I think I'm gonna wrap up the podcast
One more-
here.
one more
Oh
thing.
yeah, no, of course.
One more thing about it.
Yeah.
Weapon speed is definitely like huge.
Oh, yeah.
So if you have a dagger, you can get in like 5 hits by the time you get in like 1 claymore hit.
But the Claymore will take your entire health bar.
Yeah. So it's
It's definitely, it reminds me of Mordhau and Chivalry in that the timing is everything with literally all of your actions.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Is there any way to boost your like your weapon speed and stuff?
Yes, there are attributes that you can find on weapons, rings, maybe even other pieces of armor or whatever that will boost, but not significantly like you would think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 5%, I think,
Yeah,
was the
that-
highest that I ever saw.
That kind of BS.
Not like a crazy. It's not gonna. Doesn't sound like it would make much of a
You're not
difference.
going to be doing 3 hits a second with a claymore.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Gotcha. Well, we're still gonna be streaming, but we're gonna wrap up the podcast here. If there's anyone in chat that can put a Wicklepeasel and Pickleweasel in the chat, we can wrap up the podcast. If not, we have to sit here for the rest of our lives probably. So, 1 or 2 things as the podcast ends, or just get cozy, because one of those 2 need to happen.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not worried.
to hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate, Justin.
I actually have 7 lives.
How did you get those? You shouldn't tell me. It's a secret, probably.
Look, my demon
Oh!
doesn't like me giving out his name. It's just a personal thing.
Irons gifted a tier 1 sub to Daya. Irons, thank you for the gift sub. Irons is paying for the gift they got from Prez. Thank you so much. Thank you for the quack. Irons, thank you so much for the gift sub. I appreciate you, you lovely, lovely friendo. We are wrapping up the podcast. If anyone... So, Irons, now that you are subbed... Well, you got the gift sub before. If you see there are 2 little friends in your emotes, one is called a Pickleweasel and one's called a Wicklepeasel. If you put those both in the Twitch chat, you free me from this state.
Oh, well then don't do it, and then he'll never... He can't leave us.
It's true. I'm sworn to stay until someone does it. I'll have to call in reinforcements. I remember there were weeks where I actually had to call someone to put it in the chat, because no one in the chat would. I'm sorry, freeze you from what?
You ever see
I legally can't, and yeah, it's for like a little jar.
He got to be freed from his servitude to his
Yeah.
neighbors.
I always do this thing, Irons, where at the end of the podcast, I don't end the podcast until someone puts in 2 exact emotes in chat. And then as soon as they do, I'm allowed to end the podcast. So we just kind of keep vibing until it happens. It's forever. Be free. Thank you, Hines. Thank you, everyone, for this for hanging out for this week's episode of Background Noise, episode 466. We will catch you next week. Bye.